Hey, ladies. Where's the sister? Huh? Where's the sister? Hi, darling. Did you hear me calling you, Padme? How you doing? It's a gorgeous day out here today. It's still on the chilly side. Getting out. The school just let out, so there's tons of cars driving by. And they get kind of loud. Today they got some treats today with chicken and veggies, and I cooked them up some eggs and all that kind of stuff. They were happy about that. Here we have a gift from Padme. So we always thank the chickens for their gifts. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do when the babies are ready, because we may need to expand their run here, which is sufficient for them. So we're not sure, but we'll work on that. So when it was warmer a few days back, I was out here raking and so forth, starting to get some of the gardens all cleared up. This here is our berry patch, and I still need to work on it, but we have some raspberries that are growing in here. I don't know if you can see them. Right there's one. But in amongst this are some strawberry plants. And the strawberry plants I plan on transplanting. It was nice to get this rock garden cleaned up, because sometimes I don't get a chance to do that. But I got that one all cleaned up. That was one of the first that I did. And this raspberry plant seems to be doing really well. I'll probably cut it back a little bit. Our blackberries are doing okay, but there's a lot of dead vines, so I need to cut those out and see what I can do. But there's a little bit of green life in there, so we're gonna see what we can do. And as with all blackberries, they tend to expand out into the yard. And we're gonna rake this out, or I'll be out here maybe tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be a little bit better, so I will probably get out here really early so that I can get that all raked up. This one I got raked out quite a bit. I still need to get these leaves out so that I can get the waterworks into here. And then decide what I'm going to do within here. This is a garden item that we got from David's dad that we brought home. We haven't decided where we're going to keep it, but right now it's looking fine right there, so we probably will move it. And it was kind of nice to get in here and get a lot of this stuff taken care of. This is called our H garden, and I don't know if you can notice it, but we designed it as an H because our middle daughter is named Holly, and she was the one who started this garden over on this side, getting a lot of perennials in. And then I think this is Vinpotisen. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. But this is something that is medicinal as well. I'll clarify that later. And then I still have a lot to do back here. I've got honeysuckle, which I will harvest when it starts to flower. This here is honeysuckle, or in back of it is. And then this here is a wild rose bush. And I'm gonna just cut her right down, not to maybe a foot below the fence level, because it's very prickly and it's kind of a pain to take care of. So I'm gonna just cut it back so it's not so yuck. And then I'll be able to, once I get all these trimmed back, I'll be able to rake back there and get that stuff done. That raking is not so bad because there's nothing else in the way. There's no plant life, really, like perennial flowers and stuff. Over there, they did not do too well, it looks like. That is, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'll think of it later. I'm sure. I got these from Fedco, and this is elderberry. We got a couple of elderberry. These were last year, and they did not do well. But of the 6 we bought, 1 came out really well. So I'm happy about that, but I'm not thrilled with how well they did. And even a lot of their seeds that we purchased did not do well. So what I did on Saturday after we got home from the celebration of life for David's dad, I got out here and I raked a bit. And here we got some beautiful flowers coming up. I think those are tulips. If my brain fog is confusing to you guys, it confuses me too. But these will be beautiful in no time. And the chickens are jealous that I'm out of there. We have a lot of different flowers coming up. These are all perennials that are coming in. I will add some other things as I go. On Saturday, David saw that I was out here raking, and I did that intentionally because once the lilac and the forsythia come to full bloom, it's really a nuisance to get out of here. So I will be cutting this back a little bit more. I'll probably take the taller branches down, but I was able to get in here and rake away, and we got another plant growing down here as well. So there's a lot of life, and the nice thing about cutting your plants back, it allows all the new growth to come through better. It makes things fuller. Now I mentioned an elderberry. We put them in barrels that we cut in half because we wanted to see how they would be, and plus we plan on moving, so we want to take them with us. This is one elderberry that did really, really well. And I'm not sure if it was the location, and all of them we covered with leaves all the way around it. And so this one, Corso Sambuca nigra elderberry. So hopefully we'll have some flowers on this year. This one did not do too well, but I don't know if you can see it, but there is some green life here. So it looks like we've got 2 that are promising. So as we come out of this area, this is the gazebo, and I put some, because we got rain for 2 days, I put the leaf bags in here because we just had so many leaves back here that we normally mulch it, and we still might dump these to mulch. But if I want to come out here and sit, I still can. And you can see I'm starting to set up here on the back. And for those of you who are wondering, that is a huge skid on the back, and it gives us privacy to the neighbors because, yeah, sometimes you need that with some neighbors. And then, so this garden looks much better. This is usually the first garden I like to rake. And we have this unit from David's dad as well. His mom and him used to go moose watching up in the mountains of New Hampshire. And that was just something that they did and enjoyed. So she had a few of these out. You can put water in for the birds, or you can put seeds out. And I think I'm going to do water because the squirrels, let's see, I think you can, one is going along over there on the fence post. I don't know if he'll come along the other side, but they are a pain in the neck. There he goes. I don't know if you can see him, but they are a pain. They're adorable. I will admit that they are adorable. So what I'm going to do with all these leaves, these all came out of this side garden here that I was just in. These I'm going to spread out into the yard, and tomorrow I will probably take David's tractor. He might do it on his own, but I told him I wanted to learn how to use his tractor because I don't use it very often. So we're going to put it out in the yard and mulch it in, and I'll rake some and put some in the compost or put it in a barrel to use in the gardening. These things all need to be cleaned out. I don't know. Some plants might be coming in. Not sure. Now this one here, this daylily here will be beautiful, beautiful yellow. I don't know if you can see the card or not, but they are coming along. They've already doubled in size since I was first out of here. These 2 raised bed units, they were tomatoes on one side, peppers on the other. I don't know what I'm going to do in there. I cleaned these 2 side gardens out. This is just, this one here is sunflowers. Not sunflowers, I'm sorry. Black-eyed Susans. I forgot what this is. I believe they're just purple flowers and stuff. We'll find out later in the season. There's just a lot. And this here is another water bath. But this here is a lilac we dug up because we have so many lilacs in the yard. And when we do move, we want to take some with us. This is my wild flower garden. And you can see life is not wild, I'm sorry, they're perennial flowers that are coming up. And there is bee balm, there is tulips, there's just a variety in here. We've got another water bath out here already, and a variety of other flowers. Now over here, last year I planted, because I had so many tomato plants, I planted them along the way and put marigolds in front. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that again this year, but there is some sweet mint that I planted here last year. And you can see that some of them are coming up, which is good, because mint is really good when it comes in. Oh, excuse me. The reason I keep these is because I sometimes forget. I believe this is valerian root, which I use for pain. And it works amazing. So we got a lot of life coming in here. And so I got out there and I cut things back and got it all raked out. I did that maybe on Thursday or Friday of last week. And it just allowed other things to come through. And it looks like we have a little dandelion coming in as well. A little generator. We need a new house for it. And this is a plant that comes up and it's just beautiful. I don't have the tag in there. I'll have to remember to get that out just so I can remember. Roses are coming along beautifully. I have to trim them back a little bit. This is, oh, it'll come to me. And then this is what I have to be careful of is the squirrels come along and run on this fence post, and then they jump, if they hear a noise, onto my rose bushes. And every year they break it back. So I'm thinking about splicing it a little bit and seeing if I can grow some more in another area. This is the last garden I need to come out and rake. And that, I got some ferns in here that'll be coming up pretty soon that I want to take care of. And then perennials are in here, but what I do is I generally, actually I got loads of mint right along the front, and so when I rake this, it smells amazing. But all of these trees amongst here, these are all lilacs. There's regular lilacs, there's dark lilacs, there's some white lilacs, and obviously we like lilacs. And we have one over here. This unit here is actually a drum barrel. A drum from, I believe it was a dryer that was here when we moved in. And it was broke, so we bought a new dryer. And our youngest daughter wanted to garden, but we knew she wasn't a green thumb, didn't really want to do gardens. So we put that in for her, and every year now we just put marigolds around it, and then we just put some perennials, and this here is a lilac that's just sitting there. So we won't have to work on that much anymore. And our maple tree, we do not plan on filling the bird feeders this year, or not much, because of the squirrels. They have become a real nuisance, if you ask me. Love them. I love the chipmunks, but they are a lot of work. So the other thing that I've been doing is I've been working in the greenhouse. I know it's not fancy and everything is still a mess because I took a lot of things out. And this is the gazebo. It needs new cover. Life goes on. You just keep going with what you got. A friend gave me these pots. They're not heavy. They're lightweight, so I look forward to using those. And then what I have, these are all lavender, and they're starting to come back. Some of them, they don't look like it, but they will. And this here is actually a bathroom shelf, and we attached it to it so I could have a place. Yeah, I'm going to turn this, sorry. So we have a place where we can have plants that we're starting or whatnot. And we had a little bit of rain, so we have some rain in our rain barrel. I don't know if you can see. Okay, you can see it. So we got some rain that we can start using as I start working. And we got tons of totes that have dirt, and we decided that we're going to create a tote garden back here. We got a lot of cleanup over here to do. This here is another, oh my goodness, another elderberry. So it looks like 3 out of the 6 did well. And what we did was, that was some hay bales that we had last year, and we just wrapped it around them as much as we could. So we have to clean up all this stuff here. These we're going to line up and kind of have a portable garden, and we'll put things like our tomatoes and everything so they're up off the ground, and hopefully not have the temptations of the animals that just love to eat them. The greenhouse is doing well. I was in here, I spent a couple days in here. It gets really, really hot. I've already got some, nothing's showing yet on these herbs, but I can only stack these about 3 high. These were from the dollar tree, $1.25 tree, and they're okay. But someday I'll be able to afford the other ones. But for now, we're going to use that. This is an annual that's been in a pot that I'm going to keep it there. The spearmint is doing really well. And friends, if you have your mints in a pot, if you let them overwinter, they will come back. You just have to cut it back. And all of this is just new life. Growing some phlox back there, nothing yet. Some of these flowers that you see, they're going, but they grow in the middle of a yard, so I dug them out to see if I can reuse them. Now, people are wondering, can you take your celery and grow? And this is what I've done before, is I have regrown it. The best way to do celery, in my opinion, is start from seed and let it grow, and then chop off as you go, and it'll come back. So I don't like how it's turning brown. That didn't happen to me when I did it from seed. But I like the fact that I have some celery growing, and if we don't eat it, the chickens actually like celery. So over here, I've started up some new cloth pots that I'll be working in. Here's some containers with my seeds. They're organized. I have more in the house, of course. This here I'm going to be doing some more herbs in. Then I have a few more back there that I haven't decided what I'm going to do. But I also have some more, some marigolds that I am going to get the seeds out and grow. I've already started growing some. Let's see what's going on in here. Nothing green there. These are some of the marigolds, and then over there, yeah, they're all marigolds. And this one here, I can't do this with one hand. These are impatiens that are in front. So right here in front will be the impatiens that I've done. But I like this because it keeps it nice and warm and stuff. The thyme has not started, but what has started, my husband got these planters last year. He loved them, and we put them on the deck. So we have violas, and we started them from seed, and so that's what we have in here. And you can see that some of them are starting to come up, and this is after 4 or 5 days. So I'm really excited about that. Before he left for work, I said, oh, your violas are up. Some things take 7 to 14 days to start seeing anything. So some of these just take time. These will be beets if they decide to sprout, but again, they need time. Yeah. And then here is some seeds for some herbs and stuff. everything, it takes time. So, and it's really hot in here. So it's kind of a little bit of a mess. My greenhouse is always a mess, but I look forward to, like, in a few weeks that it won't be so bad. So that's what it is outside the yard right now. It's stuff I was working on. Yesterday was cold and rainy, and I just decided I would stay in and get some other things done in there. And when it's really cold and dreary, I have a tendency not to feel that great. So I just kind of took let's see if I can take care of that. So I just decided to just kind of stay put and do some crochet work and everything. The other problem I was having is this camera, when I would upload it to the Mac, I take the disc out and I couldn't upload a video. So this is also a test to see if the adjustments my husband made on my camera might work. So the temperature is about just over 50 degrees now. It was colder than that when I got up this morning, and later when I went out to see the chickens and all, but they don't care, but I do. I don't like being out here when it's too cold, and like even right now it's a little bit nippy, but it's actually really nice weather. Tomorrow is supposed to get sunny and warm, so that's exciting. And so probably then I'll be out here, but in the meantime I've got to go in and get some things done that I like to get accomplished in the bad weather, so that I have the house clean so that I can work outside and I don't feel so bad. But then again, I don't know about those of you who have gardens and so forth. Sometimes the inside house gets away from you and it drives me nuts. But you know what? If you want to grow food, herbs, flowers, whatever it is that's your passion, sometimes you have to understand that that's going to happen. So that's my update, and hopefully I'll be able to upload this video and it'll be awesome. And I mean, I don't know if the video will be awesome, but at least I gave it a trial run to see how this worked. Folks, I hope that you're doing good and you're making the best out of challenging situations, because you know what? That's all you can do. Life isn't going to get better when we complain. Life only gets better when we try and change our attitude for the best. Have a great afternoon, friends, and God bless.